Okay, we're continuing with the Holy Grail Wisdom Quotes by E.P. Rogers in alphabetical order. J. Michael Straczynski, he's a Polish-American writer, writes comic books and films. A couple quotes here. He says, "It's about the journey, the process. What makes Rocky work as a movie is seeing him working his way up from the streets. You could just show the fight, but it's the journey that illuminates it." So, anyways, yeah, I love Rocky. And what he's getting at is some people say, oh, you should start in the middle of the story, or should have no backstory. But, you know, a little bit of backstory, sometimes you need it to make the book work, to make the movie work. Okay. He says, writing is about exploring the questions of your heart on the assumption that what intrigues you, what inflames or amuses you, or ennobles you will have the same effect on someone else. Yeah, and I would say I think that's the whole key. If you only had one rule for writing, it's write like you would if you were talking to an intelligent friend. So that's what works because it's the truth. People say to me, oh, why am I so complicated? Why do I show all this sophisticated stuff in big words? I go, because the only people who are going to like my channel long term are people that really want to learn, okay? So there's no point in writing for stupid people. Stupid people don't even watch educational videos. So I wouldn't write for them. I wouldn't make my videos for them. It's for the rare intellectual types that want to learn, that are serious about it. They're going to find it here. You get a better liberal arts education here than you would in a 4-year college degree. And a better medical education as well. Biology, nutritional education. Okay, writing is asking the next logical question. A good story should provoke discussion, debate, and argument. Yep, that's what people told me too. They said, just get used to it. The better known you get, the more you tell the truth, the more people are going to hate you, and you're going to get all kinds of negative comments. It's a fact. Writers write for one reason, to create an emotion in the reader. You want a reaction. What are the priorities of teaching? First, to inspire. Second, to challenge. Third, and only third, to impart information. Yeah, you know, like you would do entertain a friend. Infotainment, information, and entertainment. He says, I write comics for one reason only, because I love comics. Okay, so that's Straczynski. Next person today is Madame de Stael, the French female novelist, political theorist around the time of the big French Rev, 1789 to 1794. She said, the search for truth is the noblest occupation of man. One must in life make a choice between boredom and suffering. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're going to do anything interesting or challenging or controversial and new, you're going to get pushback, so there's going to be some stress. A man must know how to fly in the face of opinion, a woman to submit to it. Women are way more conformist than men. Men do a lot more original, bold stuff. A woman's scared to be kicked out of the group. Men are used to being ostracized and kicked out. They don't like it, but they're used to it. And I think that's because, like, a female survival is based on, you know, she'd have 10 kids. She's got to survive hanging around with the other women in the group in case her man goes off hunting and dies. She's got to have the other women got to feed her until he comes back. So she wants to get along and fit in. Whereas the man wants to distinguish himself. If he doesn't distinguish himself, he's not going to get laid. Okay, the desire for the man is for the woman, but the desire of the woman is for the desire of the man. Okay. The essence of wit is being able to recognize the resemblance of things that differ and the distinctions between things that seem alike. Okay. It seems to me that we become more dear to one another in together admiring works of art which speak to the soul by their true grandeur. Okay, yeah, everybody likes looking at good art. Intellect only obtains its full strength when it challenges convention. Okay. Okay, one more person for today, Sylvester Stallone, born in 1946, the great action movie hero. He had tons of great movies. He had First Blood. He had all the Rocky movies. There's like 5 or 6 of them. Rambo. That was his best stuff. He says, don't discuss your dreams. Pursue them. I succeed because I keep going and going and going. I wanted to be a hero. Often the most damaged people are the most productive. When I stopped eating meat, I lost muscle mass. So I wonder about that. He's not the only guy I heard say that. When I stopped eating meat, I lost muscle mass. So that's an interesting statement. Corn's got more leucine than other plant foods, so that's one thing that's going to maintain leucine. Having a scary villain is key for action films. With my appearance, I do better in action films than in comedies. Every champion was a beginner who refused to give up. True love is absolute loyalty. Every time I failed, people had me out for the count, but I always came back. You've got to show your soul, otherwise you're just a piece of equipment. Yeah, in the long run, if you're not kind of open about a little more than you're comfortable being open about, then you're not really probably going to say much useful stuff. Real love is selfless. You are now a giver instead of a taker. The more I go to church and the more I turn myself over to the process of believing in Jesus and listening to his word and having him guide my hand, I feel as if the pressure is off me now. Yeah, Stallone's very Christian. He likes classic art, romantic art. Anyways, that's it for today. Hope you found that helpful.